Oh my god. Is this even working? Am I tweaking right now? Okay, we got Yap Sesh 12.5 going on. I hope this is gonna work. Live chat. Okay. Where did the other thing go? Oh, this is bad. This is gonna suck. Anyway, so what I was saying, if I even remember, was I was trying to go on Al Jazeera to actually read some more news. And of course, Israel orders mass displacement for all South Lebanon, and they are going to absolutely genocide fucking Tyre. Oh my fucking god. No. These people are the devil. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm sorry, gang. I misclicked on end stream when I was trying to go on Al Jazeera for some news. Yeah, those are books hanging. This is this is four philosophical essays. This is 1960s discourse. Um, this is on the national question, I think. No, Trotskyism and anarchism, and this is Lenin on the renegade Kotsky. Sorry. Yeah, I know I did cut out. I misclicked. Sorry, gang. Uh, so yeah, they're still fucking threatening people in Lebanon. Still ongoing Gaza genocide. Shitstorm in the Strait of Hormuz. Um, and what I'm interested to read about is I don't see any coverage at all. Cuba? No, no actual news regarding Cuba. It's hard to know what's actually happening. Yeah, let me turn up the gain real quick. Is this good? Is this good enough? I think this should be good enough. Or maybe, yeah. I wasn't talking to the microphone properly. Yeah. Charlitics never gets kirked. Um, it's simply a question of my dumbass finger. So I did have some talking points I wanted to cover. I don't know where it went. U.S. imperialism, is that it? Um, this is a good intro. Yeah. All right. So, as Enver Hoxha said in his 1960 Moscow address, let us look facts straight in the eye. World imperialism, headed by its aggressive detachment, US imperialism, is directing the course of its economy towards preparation for war. It is arming itself to the teeth. US imperialism is rearming Bond's Germany, Japan, and all its allies and satellites with all kinds of weapons. It has set up and perfected aggressive military organizations. It has established and continues to establish military bases all around the socialist camp. It is accumulating stocks of nuclear weapons and refuses to disarm, to stop testing nuclear weapons, and is feverishly engaged in inventing new means of mass extermination. Why is it doing all of this? To go to a wedding party? No, to go to war against us, to do away with socialism and communism, to put the peoples under bondage. Does this ring a fucking bell? Does this ring a bell? A link to the current state of Israel, to the U.S.'s policy. Um, right now, there's not really much socialist project that the U.S. is um, up against, if not very revisionist China. And shut up, fucking moribund Cuba thanks to the 67 years of sanctions. Yeah. So the concrete material interests of the American bourgeoisie is to export finance capital abroad, to secure its grasp on natural resources abroad and exploit that. And regarding Israel, of course, a testing ground on Gazans, on Palestinians, for this Palantir AI surveillance technology to absolutely control everyone and ensure that the capitalist system is upheld, and that we are all tracked 24/7 by these fucking AI surveillance devices. And if you speak badly about the bourgeoisie and Israel, then you get kirked in the head by a FPV drone. Isn't that so neat? So yeah, yeah, like regarding Venezuela, there was a time shortly before the deposition of Maduro. A senior US official said the president is ready to use all elements of American power to drive Maduro out of power. The objective is clear. And of course, then the airstrike Caracas and abducted Maduro. And the reports that the guards gave regarding the weapons the Americans used were quite disturbing. And then you have fucking Maria Corina Machado saying that Hamas is hiding in Venezuela, right? Hamas, always Hamas. These people are always yearning to ride the thick meat of Israel, right? And I don't know. Maybe Machado wanted her $7,000. Maybe she wanted to be aligned with the U.S. interest, but apparently, U.S. President Donald Trump was more interested with his personal ego because she got awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and not him. So yeah, one imperialist goal over another. Very useful prize indeed. Um, so yeah, now we have those same fucking Miami Cubans and the Iranian diaspora in the United States asking for their government to bomb their country of origin for regime change. Yeah, man, I wish Hamas was in Venezuela and formulating an actual attack plan. Uh, so, uh, yeah, what did I write here? The United States screwed up their own domination on trade with unreasonable tariffs, giving China the upper hand in global trade amongst its Belt and Road Initiative, and are now grasping at thin air to reassert American dominance over South America. And now, falling for bricks and Belt and Road as a progressive for the struggle of the international proletariat is fucking naive. It mocks the anti-imperialist movement. And the thing is that right now, the actual threats, the looming threat right now that are actively genociding people, the U.S. and Israel, right? And of course, aided by Canada, France, the UK, Germany, the Czech Republic. What else? Italy. The states, not the proletariat. Oh my god, yeah, this is from a class. I wrote a whole fucking shebang on Venezuela with the bourgeois economics. Not only Venezuela, but Cuba too. Hmm. Labor use value cycle. Yeah, that was she. I don't know if Delchi was always this way. I haven't really followed, to be honest. Lumpen proles of America. Oh yeah, we could add this to the how do you call it? The poll, right? The poll. We're gonna add the lumper proles to the oppressed poll. So yeah. All right. Now, documents. This is the actual document I wanted to talk about. Um, so right when we talk about imperialism, we're talking about like the special stage, the development, the highest development of capitalism, and imperialism is threefold. This is according to this analysis of the work in the principles of Marxism-Leninism. Um, so you have monopoly capitalism where there is a concentration of capital, and in that monopoly capitalism, you have parasitic decaying capitalism and morbid capitalism. But there's a few very outstanding characteristics, right? Lenin analyzed that the Deutsche Bank had around what was it, 100 million marks, something like that. It wasn't 100 million. Let's go back and look. Where did I put my copy? Yeah, right. Okay. So before that, you have a concentration of industry because the natural like development of competition is monopoly concentration, as the firms drive each other out of business, and firms find it more efficient to produce more and more parts of their production process within themselves, right? And the same thing applies to finance capital, to banks, and there is then a concentration of finance capital, of the capital that banks can invest in said companies, and you end up in a situation where banks kind of control production, where they decide when and how to invest, um, which capitalists to financially support or get loans to, give loans to. Sorry. Um, I'm trying to find the actual statistic here. Lenin. All right, there we go. 10,000 million marks. So 10 billion marks. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So at the end of 1913, Schulze Gavernitz estimated the deposits of the 9 big Berlin banks at 5,100 million marks, out of a total about 10,000 million marks. Taking into account not only the deposits but the total bank capital, this author wrote, at the end of 1909, the 9 big Berlin banks, together with their affiliated banks, controlled 11.3 million marks. Sorry, 11,300 million marks. So 83% of the total German bank capital. And right here in Quebec City, not in the city, but in the province or in Canada, right? We can talk about those exact same nine banks: Desjardins, BMO, RBC, Scotiabank, Banque Nationale, National Bank, HSBC. There's a few more, but these control a large part of this. Um, Yeah, and to get to that point of Russia and China, oftentimes the you have the ACP chuds talking about how these states are not imperialists, but imperialism is not like in this case, in this definition, a moral condemnation or a something that a state does, right? It is a stage of capitalist development, and China, as Deng Xiaoping has said, is using capitalism to quote unquote develop socialism. Um, and of course, they have vestiges of socialism in China, but the economic base is capitalist. And Russia, of course, is. I don't even know how you can think of Russia as an anti-imperialist or a progressive nation when you have an incredibly reactionary anti-communist government that is formed from the ruins of the illegally dissolved USSR with capitalist shock therapy. So yeah, as we were saying, you have like five different economic features of imperialism. The first one being the concentration of production and capital has developed to such a high stage that it has created monopolies which play a decisive role in economic life. And this is notably the case in China. You have Alibaba, you have AliExpress, you have all these big monopolies. Um, and of course, there's the Against Dungism article on the internet that more so refines this argument. But yeah, we have right here in the West, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, the GAFAM, right? Google, Apple, Facebook, Alphabet, Microsoft, and now Palantir, right? um, so right now there's also, well, I mean back then as well, to the merging of bank capital with industrial capital, and the fact that these banks control loans given to industries. And then there's also the export of this capital as the export of commodities, which acquires like exceptional importance. Now, number four, you have the formation of international monopolist capitalist alliances which share the world among themselves. Does this ring a bell? Yeah. And five, the territorial division of the whole world among the biggest capitalist powers. That is completed. So it doesn't apply to a single state. It's not something that applies to a state's behavior or a country's behavior. It is a development of world capitalism. And this development is, of course, it can be unequal between countries. But looking at the Belt and Road Initiative, looking at the BRICS alliance, right? How you can see this as an anti-imperialist project is beyond me. um, so yeah, of course, large enterprises in this case strive to seize markets, eliminate competitors, or make agreements with them and dictate prices. And yeah, shit. Oh my god, this is such a good read. I'm sorry if it's a bit all over the place, but um, yeah. the monopoly stage of capitalism. There's nothing much to it other than that. But right here we have 100 pages of delicious Soviet analysis. Um, and there's also the kind of rebuttal of the Katskyite ultra imperialism argument. Um, like these, well, we see it nowadays. Like a rebuttal of this super imperialism or ultra imperialism argument. Kautsky thought that these powers would ally themselves and establish some kind of peace in this imperial core. But we see that these imperialist nations are competing with each other, Ukraine, Russia, the U.S., and right now there are increased tensions between the U.S. and the rest of the imperial core. Canada has increased tensions, of course. Um, uh, mm, yeah, of course. So if there is no negation of capitalism or of the imperialist stage of capitalism, the monopoly stage of capitalism, if there's no negation of this capitalist system, then you can't talk about anti-imperialism or the destruction of the imperialist system. Hmm. So yeah, and of course, when you have these gigantic monopolies and you have a rise in those surveillance technologies, um, and you have a need to export capital to other markets, and you have a need for this growing economy, war is inevitable. War is incredibly profitable, right? You sell you sell weapons to other countries. You make money with war, with bombing people. And Palestine, the colonization and the genocide of Palestinians, is incredibly profitable for the American capitalists, and obviously very profitable for the AI goals of Larry Ellison and the Peter Thiel clique, right, at Palantir, who are using AI surveillance technology on Palestinians to strike them militarily with rockets to perform a genocide on an even uh, bigger industrial scale than we've ever fucking seen. And this makes a lot of money for this fucking AI bubble, right? Um, and I think the like technological development along with this development of imperialism leads to the building of this more complex surveillance network that is a recipe to fucking fascism, of course, controlling and repressing the working class, and consolidating capitalism to prevent worker uprisings. I feel like I'm rambling, but it's really also scary. Hmm. Yeah, of course. I like the discussion going on here. Yeah. Ah. Again, it's an example that like of course vestige of socialism and working towards socialism and ultimately going towards capitalist restoration, right? Vietnam, North Korea, Laos, China. It's really hard to maintain this socialist project in a capitalist world. And like the USSR was a very, well, before it turned full on fucking revisionist. Um, it was kind of a guarantee that the West wasn't gonna interfere in the affairs of said countries. Not a full on guarantee, right? We saw Vietnam. It's so easy to like full on become really cynical when analyzing this. Yeah. Um, we're getting further comments. The explanation of like finance capital um, and productive capital. The book I cited here distinguishes the loan in productive capital. So when you're talking about investments in industry, right, transport, trade, and just like China's doing with the Belt and Road Initiative, building docks, piers, ports, building railroads, sorry, and notable pipelines in Myanmar. There's also the export of loan capitals with like China is doing, right? Loaning money to those same countries at low interest rates, right? But there have been cases where this hasn't gone too well for these very same countries. Um, yeah. The formation of international monopoly alliances is a pretty good part as well. What I wanted to go on about, yeah, doesn't cover this. It also falls into the militarized economy. Um, and I think right now we are seeing either the fall of the American Empire or like and then a catalyst, right, towards even further violence. But I don't see how like Israel and the U.S. can come out of this war with Iran like in the same standing than they were before. But again, I think multipolarity is. Um, I don't think this is like the main thing to focus on here. Jesus fucking Christ! Again, with the news about Israel genociding the Lebanese people. Regarding revisionism, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I'm gonna need to look more into this. And yeah, I really do need to not only look into the history but look at the conditions that gave rise to it. Is it opportunism within the party? Is it external pressure? Is it a people who didn't live through the revolution who get tempted by capitalism outside and push for this restoration? People who are disillusioned. Yeah, I do also think that a lot of people are contrarians when shit is working fine. I don't want to do great man theory though, and I want to explain things dialectically, but it's hard for me to wrap my head around right now. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Exactly. The state's in Bolshevik. Um. Hmm. Yeah. So, what did they talk about the cabinet meeting? Right. This was a Trump cabinet meeting where he said that the Strait of Hormuz was going to be open to everyone and no one's going to control it. But he has no control over it. Oman will behave like everybody else, and we'll have to blow them up. Jesus Christ. These people are fucking insane. And in the same breath, like, we don't really have news of what's going on in Cuba. Not really. It's also fucking tiresome. Jesus. Hmm. Yeah. I don't know what the deal with Hakim is. The thing with the deprogram boys is, uh, when you start earning $70,000 a month from Patreon and from podcasts and from various sources of income, um, it's kind of a class interest at play here, and it's like, I don't know. It's like they're hell bent on multipolarity and supporting China no matter what. And I don't get how that's principled or staying in line with their other analysis. I've found myself growing quite tired of the program itself because, um, like, I want something more informative, and a lot of the time it's just fucking around and, yeah, people's history of ideas upstream. Wait, is that the trot one? Not the trot one. Um, Rev Radio, whatever the fuck. I love these shows. Um, but I feel like so many of these podcasts have a lot of odd tendencies sometimes. Um, yeah. Well, yeah, I do think like there may be a contradiction here between like being a principled Marxist Leninist fighting for the proletariat and like starting to earn money through YouTube monetization and Patreon and all these things. Like I feel like to grow your audience in the first place, you have to, on YouTube at least, you have to soften your message a bit, right? Or else you're gonna get cursed. you know? Yeah. So I think opportunism is a problem. On that, in that sense, and I do think a lot of people on YouTube, um, in the Marxist space, right, go towards like dungism because it's trendy, or they want to share an audience overlap with certain YouTubers, and then they stop thinking for themselves and they stop actually thinking dialectically, and they start um, just repeating whatever talking points, sorry, they've heard. Yeah, of course. And that's why I want to get this summer back into like actually finding stuff. I want to make a video on imperialism. I want to make a video on like the decolonial struggle. I want to just like the yeah. Mm. Mathematics stuff. I don't know, bro. um, shit. Yeah, I got a cat hair in my mouth. Yeah. Like there's so much content that I want to do, but at the same time, I don't know how to get myself to actually get on with it. If you know what I mean. I don't know where to approach a lot of these topics from. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm, of course, yeah. Same thing. Like I do remember back in 2021, I was working at an IKEA warehouse, and I used to listen for hours to the deprogram. Um, and I enjoyed it for a while, and then I slowly like declined my viewership. Right, I started listening to other things, and then they dropped the China episode, and I just couldn't fucking hold myself in. I did comment on the socialism for all debunk of that, not debunk, but like uh response to that episode, and then I got banned from the deprogram Discord for leaving a quote unquote sus YouTube comment. No actual discourse. Yeah, but I do love socialism for all. Very good stuff. Um, yeah, I did see it's coming for a while, and same thing with the Cuba episode. Same thing with the second China episode. It seems like they always define everything as in relation to America, but the world isn't America, and like being better than America at a lot of stuff doesn't mean they're socialist or that they are a force for good for the international proletariat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The international situation is sus. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And even right now, like I feel like I'm just fucking wasting my own time streaming instead of like I mean, don't get me wrong, I love interacting with y'all and yapping, though I feel like my time would be better spent if I actually um worked on a concrete video that could help people understand stuff better. Yeah, yeah. Uh contradiction, contradiction, contradiction. Always so much contradiction. I wonder what Hakeem is posting right now. A video on China, the Great Encirclement, Tiananmen Square, of course. Mm. The thing I find odd with Hakim, right? Um, I mean, I think I do this as well, is appeal to the American audience. But you know, Hakim is Iraqi, and he's making a lot of videos about the American workers, the American cost of living. But he doesn't live in America, and I don't know if his analysis can be quite exact. A lot of the things he said in this video was a bit inaccurate, notably regarding wages, prices, and stuff. Again, I don't think I can know exactly for myself because I live in Quebec, Canada. So, you know, there's always this lived experience that makes you aware of the issues that are that you need to apply a theory to. Uh, yeah, absolutely. Feedback loop, feedback loop, feedback loops. And this is why much rather do streams where I actually react to something, deconstruct arguments. Those streams did well, and the like planned streams where I'm reading something. Um, we have another update from the Iranian war. Oh, fuck yeah, yeah. I did see the article from Carlos Garrido. He's the one who recommended Martin Heidegger's Being in Time as a fundamental work for Marxists to read. Um, like I get it if you want to understand the concept of Dasein and whatever the fuck from a member of the Nazi party, then do so, do so, do so. But like Marxism is metaphysical. It's fucking crazy work. I don't know where he's trying to get people into with that. But yeah, the Slap podcast is crazy. Like the guy Ugopnik is doing this podcast with. The other guy, fuck, what's his name? I think it's time to look up a bad empanada video for that. Oh no. Um Graham Platner. Oh my god, fucking Hassan Piker is still defending Graham Platner. He's still fucking defending this genocidal maniac. My guy, oh my god, no. That's what I'm saying. These fucking American imperialists. Oh my. They'll apologize to anything. They'll apologize for everything. As long as it's for the quote unquote American workers. Yeah, the Cavernacle made a video on the Ground Platner left. Or as we like to call it, the HR left. Ugovnik. Is that where I can find? Yeah, Mike from PA. Someone, Bunker Cat? Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. Ugopnik banned, he blocked Bad Empanada because Bad Empanada criticized him for starting a podcast with Mike from PA. Mike from PA, who is a very staunch defender of Graham Platner. And Graham Platner, by the way, is a 4-time Iraq veteran who volunteered to go there. By the way, he's from a pretty bourgeois family, so don't start with a fucking he was doing it out of necessity, right? Because if you're poor in America, if you're earning $30,000 a year, then it's okay to enlist to go kill even poorer people in the global South for American imperialist interests, knowing damn well you could just get a job at a fucking store or something, right? Like everyone else. You don't need to go genociding people for that. Jesus fucking Christ. And this guy was from a pretty well-off family, right? And he willingly signed up for Iraq and for Afghanistan, and for him it was his war. And he didn't have enough of it, so he decided to sign up for fucking Blackwater, the mercenary group, and he was guarding a CIA torture camp in Iraq. How do you fucking defend this? This guy should be in fucking jail. He should be in locked up for life. Like the actively participating in a genocide. Like this is on the same level as an IDF soldier. Even more so, a lot of IDF soldiers like are actually conscripted, and they are risking jail time if they don't commit genocide. Which, I mean, that would be the moral thing to do: take the jail time and fuck off. But he had the fucking choice to get a job or work at one of his parents' businesses. But no, he decided to sign up voluntarily for this military tour to kill people. And yeah, so you got Nick started a podcast with this guy, Mike from PA, who said it was poggers, it was great, it was awesome that he has so much. That Graham Platner has so much to offer, and it's just the same old fucking democratic offerings to the American workers. Actual social fascism, just offering universal healthcare and shit. And you go on to Platner's actual platform, and it's straight up military propaganda. He's going on about how he's going to restore the American military. Mind you, this guy's running for senator, or was he? I didn't follow his campaign, but like, Jesus Christ, these Americans are, yeah, like middle income earners are overrepresented, yes. And in the case of Graham Platner, his fucking parents, friends gifted him in an oyster farm after that. Like, he's never had an actual real job. He's never worked a day in his single fucking life, a single day in his life, except killing people and farming oysters at a business that he received from his parents' friends. Oh, yeah. Like, what the fuck is an American worker when these American workers support wholeheartedly these imperialist goals, and goon at the thought of like Alexandria Ocasio Cortez approving shipments of arms to Israel, but it's okay because healthcare or some shit. What the fuck? Same thing with these a lot of American unions where workers vote overwhelmingly to support imperialist interests. Um, like, I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck is there to be done in this situation? Uh, yeah. American unions are disgraceful, and so are the Quebec unions. The CSN is not that bad, but the cadres are absolutely imperialist goals. It really frustrated me because on May the 1st, we had a march, a protest, and like the union leaders came on and said, "Oh yeah, support like workers here and workers there," and like, they didn't say a single fucking word on people of the global south. They didn't say a single fucking word on Palestine, on the people of Iran getting bombed by the US and Israel. They didn't say a single word about solidarity with our Cuban brothers and sisters. They didn't mention a single word about the people in Uttar Pradesh getting fucking destroyed by the investments that our government is making. They always blame the current government. They never blame the actual state. They never blame capitalism. They blame the government. Ah, yeah. So yeah, it's a fucking abhorrent. I just hope we can actually get to a point where there is class consciousness. Um, like what is to be done? The question we always ask: what is to be done? Everything is to be done, my guys and girls and days and everything in between and all the non-binary siblings and brothers and sisters, whatever the fuck, um, people, comrades. Comrades is a gender neutral term. It's amazing. Comrades. Yeah, I like the term comrade. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm getting way too angry, but at the same time, not angry enough. People are not angry enough. Fuck. How do I join Hamas, bro? How do I join Hamas? Uh, what even is a DSA ML branch? Like, of course, I do think like the people should do interism in some like more mild parties to actually meet people and recruit then people into actual communist parties. But yeah, Graham for Senate. All right. Are you all ready? Do we have a pewter here? Pewter here. No, we don't have anything right here. Oh, this is the webcam, right? Boom. And we have the capture, yeah, right here. So we're gonna go to groundforsenate.com. We're gonna look at this guy's Senate platform, right? All right, ban billionaires buying elections. Rebuild our failing healthcare system. Support small businesses. All right. So here's the petit bourgeois stuff right here. Small businesses. And mind you, this guy is a small business owner. He is an oyster farmer. Stop the mass deportation machine. Pass through immigration reform. Strong border security. Wow. Defend our air, water, land, and climate. Yeah, I mean, normal climate change stuff. Housing crisis, right? Building housing, VA home loan program, ban hedge funds buying homes. To no mention of public housing. Right here, Medicare and Medicaid, Social Security, bill and welfare, right? Self-determination. Oh yeah. Self-determination, but not for the people in Iraq, right? Defend the Constitution. Wow, the Constitution. Fucking hell. And now he's talking about the public schools and union jobs, right? And then the war in Gaza, not the genocide, the war in Gaza. And his whole issue with the Gaza genocide is that they are sending American taxpayer dollars. Like, it's always about the American taxpayer dollars and not of the genocide itself. The cognitive dissonance with his previous military past, to which he's never held any remorse, is crazy. And boom, rebuild American shipbuilding. And then he goes on about no more pointless wars. And like, he's saying a pointless war. This was the killing of like millions of people in Iraq, and you were saying it's pointless because it didn't bring anything to the U.S. Department. So if it did, it would have not been useless. It would have been useful. And then support the veterans, right? Of course, you should support the imperialists who killed people in the global south. And Hassan Piker and the likes of him are defending this guy like he's literally Jesus or something. Like these social democrats, they see anything that mentions any public services whatsoever or any benefits for the sorry, the labor aristocracy, and they start creaming their fucking pants. They start gooning and creaming their fucking pants, thinking about how they're gonna have all these public services and shit. They all know that he's a senator and he's not actually going to impact these policies. And it's okay that he's a genocide veteran who served in Blackwater, a mercenary genocidal group. It's perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. Jeez, fuck. Mm. Ah. Now I know why Bordigas comes to all those lasagnas. Now I know why Lenin had 4 strokes. Now I know why Mao was tweaking from whatever the fuck. Um, why Hoja went through a whole on fucking depression after Stalin died. Um, yeah, literally Netanyahu, bro. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's also this very hold on. No, before that, can we talk about these fucking goals? Talking about like justifying veterans going to and all those fucking Iraq War veterans, those fucking Vietnam War veterans, right? People who went to commit genocide voluntarily. Well, not in the Vietnam War, but Iraq War, whatever the fuck. They still killed people. It's still reprehensible, right? Like they justify this. And when it comes to an ICE agent, which is the same fucking thing, right? They're just doing the same thing at home. Suddenly, that's unacceptable, and they should fucking die, right? But it's okay if you're a soldier in the U.S. Army or the U.S. Marine Corps or whatever the fuck. How can anyone navigate this political landscape without succumbing to an addiction? I'm genuinely asking. I mean, it's not even the only economically viable option they have, right? They can just go work in a factory or work anywhere. They don't have to sign up voluntarily to kill people, knowing full well that this is what the American military is, right? If you sign up to the American military, there's no way you don't know what they're doing unless you are like um, voluntarily blinding yourself. So they're gonna police you for saying bad shit about American veterans and then say abolish ICE, fuck ICE and shit. Yeah, and of course you're gonna get the accusation of anti-Semitism for opposing Israel. So yeah, the HR left. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we see how these white people murdered by ICE. I mean, of course, fucking terrible. Treated like martyrs, while the people killed by the U.S. are treated like cockroaches. Fucking despicable. I mean, yeah, I do have more compassion from someone that was like heavily propagandized uh more so like drafted or some shit, and instead of like actually liking whatever the fuck they did, like Graham Platner, and having no remorse, having a shit ton of remorse, and actually going out of the way to oppose this policy, they still fucking killed people. And I'm never gonna have any pity for like IDF soldiers or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Tom Steyer. I mean, yeah, all these fucking campaigns, all these there's the fight agency the Democratic Party is running. They're just trying to find people who fit a certain type and are giving them everything the people want to hear. Um, and they're not actually going to affect any policy. It's just an ideological dead end. Yeah. It's hard. It's also hard. IDF signifier. Yeah, FD signifier, sorry, was quite the odd watch. Like, I don't agree with the some of the stuff that Bad Empanada says, but I fucking love this series on the FD signifier. Like, actually, the HR, human resources left, right? Police or whatever the fuck you say, and find accusations where of vileness where there's really no issues. Um, yeah, like the yeah. Hold on, what the fuck is a bunker cat? Asian supremacist, dark woke analysis of Americans. What the fuck am I looking at? Wait, there was a debate. Oh, like the back and forth, yeah. Debates? Oh no. Noah Samson talking with FD Signifier and Bad Empanada. Awesome. Oh no. FD Signifier transitions into a moron. That's crazy. Nah. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, Bad Empanada wanted to discuss actual, like, pressing issues, right? Well, FD Signifier is trying to find, like, anti-Semitism in, like, children cartoon or whatever the fuck. Um, yeah. Class analysis is really lacking from this guy. I mean, true. It's just at some point, like, we get the issue with Jewish exceptionalism, but um, again, the root of the problem. Hold on, yeah, the root of the problem is capitalism and the global system of capitalism, but um, hold on, am I tweaking? There's a new video by BE that's coming on soon. Anarchist claims U.S. soldiers are slaves. And of course, it's your boy Anarch, the guy who made the horrible video saying that Marxism Leninism doesn't work, they're lying to you. The one we responded to. Saying that US soldiers are slaves, defending the behavior of US soldiers. Wow. I can't wait to see what this guy has to say. He made a video claiming that US soldiers are not included in ACAB because unlike Cubs, they are enslaved. Wow. What a crazy take. Oop. Lenin's coming off. Sorry, guy. Such a badly made setup. It's such an obvious fucking LARPy American anarchist who upholds the status quo. Hmm. Anyway, yeah, I think that's gonna be all for today. I don't really know where to head with this. I'm gonna start preparing the actual imperialism video. Gonna try to finish some Fanon first, and yeah. Thank you all for coming on tonight. Goodbye.